Welcome back to the WP-API tutorial. The last few videos we saw how to use the basics of this excellent library. In this one, start at the same place, and this is where we're going to be writing our queries. Currently, it is just bringing in the basic posts, and this used to be our custom post type. Since we're not going to need it anymore, so I disabled this route, and this is the usual instantiation of the WP API into a WP object, which actually gives us the ability to call in all these helper functions like .post.get, categories, etc. That being said, next we are going to try to fetch posts by category IDs. Let's go check it out. All right, we're back at the code, and this time I disabled the basic get post, and I added this time with posts. We're filtering with category, and we are giving it two specific categories: academies and events. They have the corresponding IDs 7 and 8, and then .get will do all the pulling of the data. Let's go see what we have at the front end. All right, so now we are down to 4 posts, and if we look closely, we will see that every single one of them has either 7 or 8 in there. Category 7, 7, 8, 7, 8, and 8. So we got our results correct. Now let's go do an advanced one with category, and this time we're going to use the category slug instead of an ID. All right, we are back at the code again, and this time I replaced the previous query with a little bit of complicated one. I mean, even though it looks complicated, but it's actually not. What's happening here is we are calling the WP object again, .categories, and this time we're filtering with a .slug, and this time we are feeding the slug fiction. And what's happening is it goes ahead and grabs the category, and in here spits out the results, which is in a category array. Basically, it's full of category objects. So we collect the index 01 and load it up in this variable, and you will see we're console logging it, so you'll see what the object looks like. And then from that object, we're going to collect this ID, and this time we're actually calling the WP posts and .categories and asking for that exact category related posts. And in this then, we're going to get this result, which is posts in fiction. And this is the result eventually ends up in our output right here. It's going to fill this posts variable. That being said, now let's go check it out. All right, let's go refresh. Boom, there you go. We found 2 of them, and this is the object we first collected. As you can see, the name is fiction, and we then grab this ID 12 and put it through this one right here, post.categories, and 12 goes in here, and then we get the result, these 2 guys, and we display them right here. And this time, instead of category IDs, we used the slug fiction. Next, we're going to collect posts depending on their status. Let's check it out. All right, we're back at the code again, and this time I'm using a rather simpler one where we're going to go ahead and bring in wp.posts, and this time we're filtering with .status, and we are sending the status pending just for now. Eventually we're going to add a multiple, and then .get will bring us what we want. Now let's go check it out, what's happening. Okay, refresh. All right, we have 1 post as pending, and that's exactly what we got. Just to verify, go back, and this is the one pending, 1397, and this is what we got, 1397. Now let's go augment it a little bit. This time we're gonna disable this, and in case we need multiple status, so here I am putting in trash and pending. Now let's go test it, and make sure every time try to do empty cache because we are still inside WordPress. So it requires it. I mean, sometimes even once or twice doesn't work. There you go. All right, so now we have our pending here, and at the same time we have our trashed posts. We didn't even have to go to the backend, because if you look at the slug, they all have underscore underscore trashed attached to them. So that's how we know they are all coming from the trashed status. And even in here, if we pick out randomly one and go to the status, trash. Once again, we got what we wanted. Next time, let's do a text search using the WP API. All right, so we're back at the code, and this time we're bringing in even a simpler one, but very effective one. Here we are calling .posts.search and giving it a text to search with. In here, I'm hard coding it because I'm showing you the raw form of the WP API. But here, all you have to do is just use a variable and bring that variable from a search input from the user, and you have your results. So let's go see what it brings. All right, refresh. All right, we were looking for the word moose, and look, we have it in a title, and in here we have it in content. So here you have to remember that in the REST API with the results, whenever you do search, it searches mainly the title, the content, and the excerpts, nothing else. So that being said, we have our result, and now we're going to go ahead and change it up a little bit, do a search on category. So we just disable this and enable this, save it, and this time, as you can see, instead of post, we're doing a search inside the categories. So for that reason, this output block is no longer going to work, so we're going to go ahead and disable it, because our whole data set will be brand new, different. For that reason, we're going to go ahead and bring this guy in. So that this can reflect the result properly. Now that we saved it, let's go back. Just quickly to make sure what we're doing here. We are searching the categories for the word app. Okay, now let's refresh. There you go. Here's the result. And pretty much every single one of the category has app in it, at least that word. And all taxonomies are here, the category IDs, the slugs, everything you need. After this, we're going to have a rather large and complex one. We're going to go through it step by step coming up. All right, so we are back again, and this time we have multiple layers of it. And this time, instead of using something specific, we're going to use the param keyword, and inside it, we're going to put some other keywords to get what we need, which are provided to us by the WP API. So let's first start with the first one. What this is going to do, this is going to go ahead and bring in all the posts from before January 2021. So let's go check it out. Refresh. Oops, I made a mistake here. My category output is still here. So let's go back and let's re-enable this guy and disable this guy. We're no longer using categories, so all right, this was my bad, apologize. Now let me go back and refresh. Yes, now we're getting posts, all 10 of them. And if we look closely here, the dates are all before January 2021. So now let's filter deeper. Let's go back and enable this guy. What this will do is bring in everything after August 2020. So if we combine the two, we're going to get all the posts before 2021 and then after August 2020. So let's go check it out. Fresh. All right, look, now our search result is down to 7. So it did filter out a whole bunch of them. Now let's see what else can we do. Okay, so this time let's go back a little. So we see we have author 1, author ID, and then author ID 3, right? So let's isolate the author ID 3. Enable this. So let's see how much we can filter. So far we had 7 posts as a result. Now let's go see how do we filter, and boom, see, we're down to 4. So we are isolated the post with only author ID 3 and those specific date range. Let's do some more. Okay, so this time we're going to go ahead and filter more through category, which is category 71. Name is basic. So let's go see. Okay, our old result is 4, and now let's see what the new result brings in. Boom, 3. It filtered out 1 because right now everything has the category 71 in it. Now let me show you a little bit of backend here. So I have not only the categories like this here, I also have a custom taxonomy where I have states and cities, right? So we saw the filterization with categories. Now we're going to filter via the custom taxonomy states. So here we're going to look for the state Georgia, which has an ID of 18. Let's enable that. And we have our result all the way down to 3 now. And let's see how far we can push it. Let's go refresh. And yes, we are down to exactly 1. And this post belongs to Georgia. So that should be all for the WP-API basics and advanced tutorial. Next, we will show how to do the CRUD operation, like insert data, delete data, edit data, etc. Please stay tuned. And if you like this, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. This will help me bring more free contents like this to you every week. Thanks again.